All right.
Greetings. This is a man. I'm one of the people. I'm called Chris Dorsey. I want to read the purpose and the reasoning behind the Virginia militia call to muster, and then I'm going to give the dates and the times where the mustering will take place. Whereas all men are by nature equally free and independent and have certain inherent rights, of which, when they enter into a state of society, they cannot, by any compact, deprive or divest their posterity, namely, the enjoyment of life and liberty with the means of acquiring and possessing property and pursuing and obtaining happiness and safety. Whereas governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government. Whereas all power is vested in and consequently derived from the people, that magistrates are their trustees and servants and at all times amenable to them. Whereas government is or ought to be instituted for the common benefit, protection, and security of the people, nation, or community of all various modes, forms of government, that is best, which is capable of producing the greatest degree of happiness and safety, and is most effectually secured against the danger of maladministration. And that, when any government shall be found inadequate or contrary to these purposes, a majority of the community has the indubitable, inalienable, and indefeasible right to reform, alter, or abolish it in a in such a manner as shall be judged most conducive to the public weal. Whereas the freedom of the press is one of the great bulwarks of liberty and can never be restrained but by despotic government. Whereas a well-regulated militia composed of the body of the people, trained to arms, is the proper, natural, and safe defense of a free state, that standing armies in time of peace should be avoided as dangerous to liberty, and that in all cases the military should be under strict subordination to and governed by the civil power. Whereas religion, or the duty which we owe to our Creator, and the manner of discharging it can be directed only by reason and conviction, not by force or violence, and therefore all men are equally entitled to the free exercise of religion according to the dictates of conscience, and that is the mutual duty of all to practice Christian forbearance, love, and charity toward each other. Whereas government agents and agencies act contrary to the law they affirm to uphold. Whereas a privately owned foreign controlled banking institution, the Federal Reserve Bank, unlawfully controls the government's finances and defrauds the people with debt. Whereas these repeated injuries, usurpations, and tyranny carried out by government must not be tolerated by a free sovereign people. Whereas man is the creator of the government, therefore has lawful dominion over all institutions and agents of the state. Be it resolved that the Virginia militia, created by our forefathers, mandated by law, is the highest authority, and the government will act in strict subordination to the people. Be it resolved, we the people call the Virginia militia to muster August 30th, 2014, Monroe Park, high noon, January 14th, 2015, Virginia State Capitol, high noon. You will receive further correspondence. Thank you very much.